YouTube channel. My name is Zentangle, certified Zentangle teacher. Today is day 11 of Inktober 2023. Today's tangle is Dark Busters by Diana E. Marshall. So this tangle, it's kind of resembles, the day one tangle, Be Light, or the one that you tangle that you usually learn as one of the first tangle percent, but in a different configuration, so to speak. It's almost like fragment, a round fragment or oval fragment. So we're going to start with 4 corner dots and I'll create a border. So this is pencil border. And this is quite simple, quite cute tangle. It's going to start with an orb. So when you draw initial orb, you want to take your time and make a nice round shape and do your best to finish where you started. It doesn't have to be a perfect shape. And inside, you're gonna create a smaller orb like this. And in this smaller orb, so find the part that's like innermost. So if this is the center of your outer orb, so this will be the deepest part, innermost part of the orb, smaller orb. That's where you add a little inked in semicircle like this, and then you will aura this, and then you are going to aura outside of this smaller orb, but staying inside. You can add some sparkles if you want, like this. So, and then looks like I'm supposed to aura this. You don't have to aura this, but if you want, you can add a nice aura, nice tight aura around it, like this. So that's how it goes. So I'm gonna add another one. So this one's gonna be a little smaller, and I'll change the direction. I think it's kind of cute to just let it roll this way and that way, kind of like jellies, to create a lot of movement. And feel free to turn your tile, and if you change how tightly you aura or how tightly you add these lines, it's gonna look different. You can have them touching each other, or you can have them just freely rolling around. And also play with the, like, how big you're gonna make this inner orb, or like you can add a really tight aura like this, especially when the tangle is really simple like this, easy like this. I got my this line a little wobbly. You can play with different texture to see what you like. Perhaps you want to play with it on a different piece of paper before you actually do an actual tile. I don't know, my hand is really shaky today. I can't do a nice aura, but you know, some days are like that. It's okay. So I'm gonna do a little small one. Well, that's what I meant to do, but hey, so I accidentally kind of put a black spot here, so I'm just gonna aura this, and I suppose I could even if you made a little oopsie, that's totally fine. You can come back and you can try to aura from this direction, but what's going to happen is if you aura from this way, it will be a little hard to go around this shape. So it's going to look more or less like this. So in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't make a huge difference, a whole lot of difference, but just something to try, something to just experiment. You know, this style is a whole lot of experiment for me. Like this one, I can make this one little, the inner orb a little bigger proportion to the outer orb to see how they look, how it looks. So the more you draw, more you play with the same tangle, more ideas you get. And when I'm doing this recording for Inktober videos, I'm not really doing it to, I don't know, have the perfect drawing on the camera. It's never the intention of this video series. It's just I'm just showing you my thought process and what I'm doing as I tangle, or what goes through in my head as I tangle. So you get to see my oops moment and my good days and bad days. I guess there's no bad days, but you know what I mean. Sometimes you you feel like your lines are just going exact the way that you want it to go, and sometimes you feel like your lines have minds of its own. So I go, oh, see, today is not a good day for me. I wanted to this aura a little tight, but here I am. So, well, thank you for watching, and thank you for listening to me rumble. And I have to say, talking and tangling at the same time is a different experience, at least for me, compared to just tangling for my own enjoyment's sake. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not enjoying this moment, but I'm gonna ink in inside this border, but it just creates a extra layer of complexity in my brain. I'm not good at doing something while I'm talking. I know some people are, some of you are, but I am not. So if I go silent, I am really focusing on the detail, but I'll try to give you as much information as I can. So I'm gonna ink in this side. Now while I'm inking in, this gives me an opportunity to sculpt some of my lines. Like if I feel like, oh, this oar is a little too wide, I can cover a little bit. Like here, I have a little line here I don't like. I can go over with my black ink and cover up. And I'm just doing the edges, and I'm going to switch to a bigger pen and ink in quickly. But you can do the edges with bigger pen too. This is just my preference. I like to stick to my O1 as much as I feel comfortable, and not switching back and forth with multiple pens. It just helps me to stay focused. So I do just the edges with my O1. Maybe I'll ink in here too. Then I will switch to my brush pen actually. I know some people like to use PN or O5 or 08 for just using one pen for inking in, but my preference is using all the details with O1 and just go in with my brush pen. So brush pen, you can see the tip has a really sharp point, so you can still do details too if you have good control. And when you do big space like this, it goes really quickly. So this is what I use for my ink in space, and it's such a rich, it gives rich flow of ink compared to like plastic nibs or felt tip nibs. It's just something about brush. I think it can hold more ink. So that's what I usually use. Maybe I'll ink in here, and then just leave this side. Just a little bit of texture to give it a little gradual transition to non-inked in space. Just adding some lines, really thin lines with flicking motion to create a nice texture and some shadow. Okay, and then I'll switch to my graphite, and I'm gonna add shading on this corner. That's where a lot of lines are coming together. It's probably a good starting point to shade. Also, before you start shading, you want to look at the shape of your orbs. You may feel like shading different spot makes better sense for your particular orb. So what I'm doing here is just one of many ways to shade. The reason why I'm doing this is I want to bring out the roundness to this orb. So I'm going to start by adding shading from the edges, and especially dark corner, creating the dark corner, but also shading a little bit of edges or the side of each orb. And then I'll switch to my white charcoal. Hold on a second, I'm gonna grab my white charcoal. Okay, and then add a little bit of highlight around the center of each of these orbs. See how this creates a poofed look. The orb looks more or less three-dimensional, and also shade here, so it will be it's kind of next to this black ink filled space. That's where I'm shading the darkest to create kind of this inner orb is going in a, how can I say, like a deeper place, like inserted and inside this outer orb. Now actually I'm gonna go back in with my O1 to just create a little bit of shadow or definition with my black pen, just separating this inner orb from outer orb. Sometimes, you know, with shading and lots of lines, it gets muddy, it can get lost, so I'm just bringing out and accentuating the inner orb. Now I will go over with this pen line I just did. Perhaps give a little bit of definition along the border. Just a soft shading here and there. Just using what's already on Tortillon. Just creating a little soft shading. And don't forget to add your chop. So I'm gonna do maybe this way, this way, this way, this way. Well, I think I'm gonna do this way. So thank you for watching and thank you for tangling with me. And if you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you tomorrow for day 12. Thanks. Bye.